Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel, Baseball Talk with Nick Morgan. So today I'm going to be predicting where I think the top Major League Baseball free agents will sign this offseason. Now we have some great talent on the market currently, including some great starting pitching, some outfielders, and a very good third baseman, accompanied by a top tier third baseman as well. So there's a lot of people that are going to get snatched up, a lot of money is going to be spent, and people are going to get paid this year big time. Garrett Cole, Anthony Rendon, Steven Strasburg, just to name a few. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead, give you guys the top 10 free agents where I think they're going to sign and all their stats on the 2019 year. So with that being said, we're going to hop right into it. If you guys are ready for this video, don't forget to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I went ahead and put together my top 10 list when it comes to the free agents currently available at the moment. And in the number 10 spot, we have shortstop Gregorius. Now, he's played with the New York Yankees for the past couple years. He also came up with the Cincinnati Reds. And in 2019, he was hurt and he was out and missed a lot of time because of injuries. But in 324 at-bats, he hit .238 with 16 home runs, 61 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and a .718 OPS. Not his best year, not his best numbers, but again, you kind of have to go ahead and blame it on the injury. Now, I don't know if the Yankees are going to go ahead and pick him back up or not. My predictions is that he signs with the Phillies, but my secondary is that he goes back to where he came up from with the Cincinnati Reds, and one of those teams are, for me, most likely to sign him. Now, I could definitely see him going somewhere like Milwaukee, but again, my primary pick here is the Philadelphia Phillies, who could really use a shortstop and an improvement at this position, and then the backup would be the Cincinnati Reds. Both teams could use a shortstop. They need a big bat, and I think Gregorius can come in huge for both of them. Next up is former New York Mets starting pitcher Zack Wheeler. In 2019, he pitched in 31 games, racking up an 11-8 record, a 3.96 ERA with 195.1 innings pitched, 195 strikeouts, and a 1.26 WHIP. Now, who I think is going to sign him is going to be the Houston Astros. They're going to go ahead, since they're losing Garrett Cole, they're going to pick up Zack Wheeler and make him into one of the next best things. And this is easily something that they can go ahead and do. I don't think this is going to be that much money. He will ask for a decent amount, maybe 10 to 13 million a year. I could definitely see a little bit more than that, though, because he did come off of a very good 2019. And if it wasn't going to be the Astros that signed him, one of my backup teams are the Twins, and the other is the New York Yankees. And these three teams we're going to see pop up a lot in my predictions today, because I think all of them are going to go ahead and try to be big spenders this offseason. So again, my realistic option here is the Houston Astros go ahead and sign him. If not, the Twins or the Yankees, in my opinion. It's going to be one of those three, I think. I could be wrong, but these are my predictions when it comes to Zack Wheeler and where he will land for 2020. Next up, we have third baseman Josh Donaldson. Now, his 2018 was riddled with injuries. However, last season, he signed a one-year deal with the Atlanta Braves, which really paid off. The bringer of rain hit .259 in 2019 with 37 home runs, 94 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and a 900 OPS in 549 at-bats. He made a name for himself and showed that when he is healthy, he is definitely one of the best players out there. He had some great years prior to his 2018 injury with the Toronto Blue Jays, and in my personal opinion, who I think is going to sign him is going to be the Atlanta Braves. If not Atlanta, it's either going to be the Rangers or the Phillies. I wouldn't be surprised if either of these teams made attempts for him. The Phillies could definitely go ahead and pick someone like Donaldson up. I think he would really fit well there and he would benefit in that position. But if the Phillies are spending money on Gregorius potentially, or just other free agents, it might not make sense for them to go get a big guy and Josh Donaldson as well and spend that much money. The Rangers, we're going to talk about why I'm picking them in a little bit, and with another free agent. And I just think the Braves might sign him again because he did very well there, and he came very close to a World Series appearance last year. So why not go ahead and give him another shot for at least one more year? Now we're going to be talking about one of two outfielders on this list, and that is Nicholas Castellanos. He played with the Cubs last year towards the end of 2019, but in total, he had 615 at-bats, hitting .289 with 27 home runs, 73 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and an .863 OPS. Now, for me, I really don't see this guy anywhere else but Chicago. I think they're going to go ahead and make an effort for him and try to re-sign him, and I really don't know who else would want to pick him up. I don't think the Mets would sign him, even though they could use some better outfielders. His defense is okay, it's mediocre, but his bat is really huge, and if you need some offense, you need a big barrel, then you can go ahead, definitely sign Nicholas Castellanos. I think he will stay in the National League, though, so if he's not with the Cubs, I don't know exactly where he will sign, and we'll hear end up for the 2020 season, but my opinion here is that we might see Castellanos back in the Cubs uniform next season. On to our next outfielder, we're going to go ahead and talk about Marcell Ozuna. Now, he's puzzling me here. We haven't really heard of potential suitors for him yet this offseason, so I don't know exactly where he's going to go. But in 485 at-bats last season, he put up a 241 average with 29 home runs, 89 RBIs, 12 stolen bases, and an 800 OPS. Now, my primary pick here is that he stays with the St. Louis Cardinals and that they re-sign him to a couple more years. Much like the Braves, they just lost out on a World Series opportunity this year, losing to the Nationals in the NLCS. I think he was a big part of that. Again, 89 RBIs, 12 stolen bases, 800 OPS. So he's definitely on base a lot. He can hit for power. They're going to want him back on the team if the World Series is what they're looking for next year. However, if he doesn't sign with the Cardinals, I'm thinking maybe the Chicago White Sox might be a team that goes under the radar and picks up Marcell Ozuna. We've seen them re-sign Jose Abreu, and they have signed Yasmani Grandal already this offseason. They're one of the only teams that have really made a big splash in the market at the moment, so we might see them pick up an outfielder here, and it would definitely benefit them. Marcell Ozuna has a great bat. He'd definitely be one of the best outfielders on that team, if not the best, and he'd join a couple other great players who have already signed in Chicago this offseason. Let's talk about starting pitching. Now, a lot of these guys that are currently available, I have the same picks for, just because I know one of these teams are going to make a move and they're going to grab someone. So I've got to be right with at least one of these predictions, all right? So Hyunjin Ryu just came off of a great year with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He had a 14-5 record with a 2.32 ERA and 182 2/3 innings pitched. He also had 163 strikeouts and a 1.01 whip in 29 games. Now, I don't really know where he's going to go. It's between the Twins or he re-signs and joins back with the Dodgers again. But I don't really want to keep saying that people are going to re-sign. I know we said the same thing about Marcell Ozuna and Nick Castellanos. I want to shake it up a little bit, give some bold details here and bold predictions. But it's either going to be the Twins or Dodgers for me. I just think that he's going to be a great fit for Minnesota. For whatever reason why, I could definitely see him be one of their best pitchers over there. And that's another good team. They lost out to the Yankees early on in the playoffs this year. If they want to make it super far, Hyunjin Ryu would be a great pickup for them. Los Angeles Dodgers, same thing. They lost to the Nationals. Their postseason run was cut short. And if they want to keep going further into the year, Hyunjin Ryu, they need to lock down again for at least a couple more seasons. But I do want to shake things up a little bit. So I'm going to say either the Dodgers or the Twins. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees or the Astros made an attempt for him as well. Moving forward, we're going to go ahead and talk about Southpaw Madison Bumgarner. Now, in 2019, he pitched in 34 games with a 9-9 record, 3.9 ERA, and 207 2/3 innings pitched. He racked up 203 strikeouts while accompanying that with a 1.13 whip. And for me, my pick here is the New York Yankees. Now, get me on this one. The Yankees just lost CC Sabathia, who was one of their most dominant southpaws over the past couple of years for them. 2019, 2018 was a little shaky for him. But I do think that they can replace him with Mad Bum, and I think this is going to be a good fit. He's not going to be as expensive as a Garrett Cole or Steven Strasburg, but I would like to see the Yankees pursue one of those guys as well. Madison Bumgarner to me would be a cheaper starting pitcher. He'd still be a quality guy. He'll give you innings. He'll give you outs. He'll get the job done when it's his turn to go on the mound and participate. But I really do like this. I think if it's not going to be the Yankees, it's going to be the Twins. You're going to hear that a lot. Yankees, Twins, Astros, the starting pitching. They're all going to be targeted by those three teams primarily, at least in my opinion. Now I'm going to talk about the top 3 available free agents, and we're going to lead it off with the Washington Nationals World Series champion, Steven Strasburg. Now, this starting pitcher went 18-6 with a 3.32 ERA and 209 innings pitched last year. He had 251 strikeouts and a 1.04 whip in 33 games, and this guy's going to be a very valuable piece and free agent this offseason. Now, there's been a lot of links to him and the San Diego Padres, so that's going to be my pick here. Again, not very bold of a prediction, but I do think that maybe the Padres do have enough to go ahead and spend on him. They do want to become a better team. Fernando Tatis Jr., as long as he's healthy next year, will be amazing at shortstop. You have Manny Machado, of course, some other great pieces on that team as well. And then you can increase your starting pitching with Strasburg, and he would definitely fit in. He'd probably end up being their ace there, and that might be what he wants. He might not want to win right now. He just came off a World Series run. He's got his money. He's got his ring. Just go ahead, sign, and have some fun at this point. I do like Strasburg here. I don't know where else he would go if he doesn't land in San Diego. Maybe Houston, but my primary pick here is that he ends up with the Padres. For the last position player of the video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about third baseman free agent Anthony Rendon. Now, this guy did very well and performed at his highest in the World Series in which he won with the Washington Nationals this past season and in the regular season. In 545 at-bats, Rendon hit .319 with 34 home runs, 126 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, and a 1.010 OPS. This guy's got a great glove, plays the hot corner very well, and has a huge bat. Definitely going to come in clutch for any team he signs with, and he'll be one of the best players with any team. He's definitely a top-tier third baseman and a top-tier player as well. Now, that leads me to my predictions. I think he's going to go ahead and sign a long-term contract with the Texas Rangers. And by long-term, I mean maybe 3 to 5 years. I could be wrong, maybe 6 to 8 as well, but he might not be in a contract that's too long and too big. I do see him signing for a nice chunk of money and a decent amount of years, but not like a Bryce Harper, Manny Machado type of thing. Now, why the Texas Rangers? Well, they're starting off with a new stadium in 2020, and I think with that they're going to want to start the rebuild process, get their team into better shape, and have a new face of the team, which Anthony Rendon can definitely be. Now, if he doesn't sign in Texas, I do think that my secondary picks here would be the Phillies, Nationals, the Dodgers, or the Braves. I know that's a lot of teams, but that also kind of ties me back in with Josh Donaldson. I said that I think he's going to sign with the Braves. If not, he's going to go to the Rangers or the Phillies. Well, if the Rangers miss out on Rendon, I believe they're going to sign Josh Donaldson. And then a lot of these other teams that I mentioned too, the Phillies, the Nats who might re-sign him, the Dodgers, and the Braves are all looking for third baseman. So either one of these guys could be potential suitors for Anthony Rendon. So now to end it for this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about one of the most elite starting pitchers in the game right now, and that is free agent Garrett Cole. Now, he just came off of a career year, 2019 being his best ever. In 33 games, he had a 20-5 record with a 2.5 ERA, racking up 326 strikeouts and a .89 whip in 212 and a third innings pitched. This guy is going to get paid no matter where he goes. He is very dominant. He's got great stuff. He is so good, and he is young, which is huge. He's going to get paid big time. I don't know the extent of what his contract will be, how long it'll be, how much money, but it's going to be a lot in both cases. Now, there's been a lot of speculation saying the Los Angeles Angels are going to sign him. He's going to go out west, close to his hometown with his family, and sign in California, go ahead with the Los Angeles Angels. However, I would love to see the Yankees go ahead and pick him up. I think that would be great. So I don't know. Both my predictions here are the Angels primarily and then the Yankees. But whoever picks him up is going to be very lucky. He's going to be the ace probably for any team he signs with at this point in time. And he is just so good. It's going to be great when the news breaks. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a lot of money, long term. The team will probably be something insane. I'd be shocked if it's not a big team or the Los Angeles Angels. Let's just put it that way. But guys, that's going to end it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I'm going to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.